Hi, my name's Denise MacCabe. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator on the central coast of New South Wales in Australia, and this is my Make It Monday for today. Today I'm going to show you how to make a triple cube pop-up card. This one I made on the weekend using the Forever Fern suite. I'll show you. It's a really cute little card, and the bonus is that it lies flat and goes in a regular sized envelope. So you don't have excess postage, and it all lays flat, and when the person receives it, opens it up, it sits up like this. So here are my instructions, well not instructions, the dimensions for cutting up your cardstock and DSP. You need a card base of 20 centimetres by 22, which is scored at 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, 15 and 20. And you cut two 5 centimetre strips off. I will show you how to do that. And then you've got some layering. You've got 4.5 centimetre by 4.5 centimetre cardstock. You need 6 pieces of that. And then you've got 4 centimetres by 4 centimetres of designer series paper. You also need 6 pieces of that. And additional designer series paper of 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres squared. So you can take a screenshot of those measurements if you like, and you can use any kind of adhesive, Tombow, glue, tear and tape, stamp and seal, double-sided tape, whichever adhesive you prefer. And then I'll show you how to make a little hinge using a circle punch to attach the greeting to the card base. So I'll put that aside and we'll get started. So, open up my paper trimmer, and we need 20 centimetres by 22. So that's what's left over from your A4 sheet of cardstock. Now on the 22 centimetre edge, we are then going to score. I'll get rid of my cutting blade. Done that a few times. So we're then going to score at 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, sticking to everything, 15 centimetres, and 20 centimetres. So this little edge 2 centimetre piece at the end is going to be your gluing tab. So then you turn your cardstock portrait and you're going to cut off 2 strips of 5 centimetres. So I'll just make sure I've got that in place. Yep. So 5 centimetres. And another one at 5 centimetres. So I'll put my trimmer away. So that's your card base all cut and scored and ready. I went ahead and adhered my 4 by 4 squared pieces of designer series paper to my 4.5 by 4.5 pieces of vanilla cardstock, and I've also got my 4.5 by 4.5 squares of extra cut DSP. So with your bone folder, just go over those score lines to get a nice good fold. Now on this one I use tear and tape. That's just my preferred one. You don't have a second chance with the tape. That's why people prefer the Tombow, but I like the tear and tape. I don't like getting glue all over my fingers. Maybe I'm a bit precious. So I just lie that down like this, make sure my scores are good, and I just fold that one over. and just burnish it. Got a little jaggy piece there. Just trim that off with my snips. Okay, so that's the back part of your cube card. That's your tall piece already done. So we'll put that to one side. Then we'll bring these ones in. Now once again, we'll just go over those score lines with the bone folder. Okay, so these ones go on the middle two squares. So I've already put some tape on these, so I'll just remove that and layer it on. I didn't think you needed to watch me layer my cardstock and DSP together. We all know how to do that. To save time, I thought I'd just go ahead and have that done. Oops. Okay. So that's that. So then turn it over. I haven't put tape on the back of these. Don't think I have anyway, no. Okay, so I might use my Seal Plus. No, this is my Seal, because my Seal Plus is run out. Got to get a new one and put one here. So the brightly gleaming paper is specialty paper. So it has the copper foil in it, which is nice. I always like the specialty paper. They always just seem to be just that beautiful extra bit that you have. You know, like it's just got that extra oomph. So then I'll put some seal. And you're going to put it here. I just got to get my head around which way it goes. That's right, it comes back in. Just had to double check. Now, the reason why we do it this way is so that you don't have to try and poke a piece down once the cube's joined up. So, this is playing up on me. Might have to go back to my tape. So then you just turn, yes, turn that over. And so you get the base cube. So that's going to go like that. So we'll just do the others as well. I'll try this again. I don't know whether it's mucking up on me because it's so humid. Could be. Anyway, so you put that like this. And then fold that in. And put a bit more seal. And then fold that one over. Yes. Get rid of all my little gluey bits. Okay, so that's your other base of your cube. Now, to attach your cube, the bottom of the cube, you need to fold it like that. So you've got your inside stars in there, and you've got your copper DSP on the outside, you need to fold it with one blank square and one of your decorated squares. Lay this down, and then you do, I just got to double check, do that and attach it to the back there. Yes. So you put, I'm going to use tape. You put tape on this part. Got little balls of gluey bits everywhere. So this is the tear and tape I'm using. It doesn't seem to want to work for me. Everything seems so much harder when it's so humid. There we go. Now, you put the plain bit to the bottom of your cube. And there's that one. I've got sticky bits everywhere. Okay, so the same with this one. Put some tear and tape on the plain. That's right, yep. Okay, so once again, flatten this one down. And your plain bottom goes to the bottom of your tall cube base. There we go. Yay. And then you can get these ones that already have some tape on them. Fold it flat and just center that up like that. There we go. Now, what else have we got to do? We've got to put 2 more of these in the back here. Now, if you prefer to use glue, you can. I'm going to give it a whirl with my tape. Oh, the tape's tearing the paper, that's no good. Okay, so you just you can get into it from this way too to try and get it centered. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do. Yep, that looks good. And then this one's going to go over the fold. Once again, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. It's a bit tricky. Yep. So that's your card, all decorated with the paper and everything. Right, let me just clean up my mess. I can't stand working with scraps everywhere. So now I'll just show you how to, I've already gone ahead and done my little greetings. So I'm going to put that one here. So what I need is, I'm just wondering whether a 1-inch circle would be better. I think it might. It's a bit easier to manage. Yep, put my 1/2 inch away. So this is retired, my 1-inch circle, but as I've probably told you before, I hang on to my punches. So I'll just get a scrap and punch 2 of these out, and these are going to become a hinge. I thought this was really clever when I was watching on YouTube yesterday. So just fold the circle in half and crease it with your fingernails. Same with this one. Now, what we're going to do is turn, I've already pre-stamped it obviously, you can see that. So I'm just going to get this centered, and I'm going to pop a little bit of tear and tape on the back of the circle, and on the back of this circle. So I'm just going to place that in the center of the greeting, and this one. Now I've got one in there, I can use, don't need the centered. I'll just leave a little gap. So, and then you've got a hinge. So then that's going to attach like that, and it'll all go flat. So flatten your hinge out again, a little bit more tear and tape or glue, whichever you prefer. Oh. So see how you've got your little hinge? Got a little bit of cardstock or paper stuck in there. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so then get your card base and just wrap it around. And because you've centered it, it will be centered. Look at that. Pretty cool. Let's do this one. I need some more hinges. There we go. Once again, fold it over in half, crease it with your fingernail. Bit of tear and tape. And get your greeting and center it with your grid paper. I think I tell you every time how much I rely on my grid paper. And find your center and stick that 1/2 down. And then I'm putting another greeting down the bottom. That's what I'm doing. I don't think I told you that. I didn't do that on my first one, but this one just seemed like it needed. So you don't really need to find the center, just sort of a little gap to create your hinge. That's not very well That's not very straight, but that's okay. And then this one is a little bit trickier to place, but that one's going to go here. So, once again, okay, so get your little hinge happening, get your card, and can you see this? Line it up. This one's a bit trickier. It looks like it's going where I want it. Can't really show you what I'm doing because it's just a bit tricky. There we go. My finger's out. Hang on a tick, that one's not sitting as good as I want it. There we go. So then you can finish it off and decorate it the way you like. I'm going to get a stamp out of here. This one. And I'm going to get my Night of Navy. Stamp 2 of those baubles. And I have some new blender pens. If I can get into them. There we go. And I'm just going to pull the ink and don't go over it too much on the vanilla cardstock or the Whisper White cardstock because it can ball up. But this is a really easy way of getting a bit of colour onto your bauble without using any other colouring tool besides the blender pen. And just lifting off a little bit of the Night of Navy ink and just moving it around. Oh, it's sticking to everything. I desperately needed new blending pens. You get 3 in a pack, and I'm pretty sure they're $21, but I'll check that and put that up on the screen later. So just using a swirling motion, and it's just picking up a little bit of the ink and spreading it. Go back and don't want to go over it too much because sometimes it's not going to work for me. And then grab the bauble punch. And I'm going to stick that somewhere. Okay, whoops. I could stick it there, I could stick it there. I'm going to stick it on the front here. Now, I'm just wondering if this one is going to... Okay, so depending on the size of your greeting, if you put a second greeting in, shouldn't do what I've just done, is made it a bit big and it won't go flat for me. Oh, maybe it will. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when I straighten it out. So then I'm just going to get a dimensional or two. And put it here. And here. Yeah, see, that's bent up. So what I might do is I might take that off and use a slightly smaller, let me see what this one does. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can fix this situation. It doesn't matter if it tears the DSP a little bit because it's going to be covered up again anyway. There we go. Get rid of that. Because Deck the Halls looks a bit silly if you don't have something else written there. So where's my Andy Jolly this season? Here we go. I'm going to clean my blocks. Some of them are a bit goopy. Make sure this is the right size. And I'll make sure that it's thinner than this one. Yes. So this is the Everyday Label Punch. And it's going to be a little bit slimmer than the other die I'd cut out. So is that going to work a bit better? It is, yes. So there's a lesson for us. To make sure your die isn't too big so that it won't lie flat. So I'll do another hinge. Now, where did that one pop to? There it is. You can always dauber around the edges of these of the labels if you want, or we can do some more decorating, but you don't have to watch me do that. You can decorate to your heart's content. Find my center. There we go. I'm sure the humidity is making everything not work for me today. Okay, so there's our little hinge. Now let's see how we go getting it in this time. It's a bit tricky on this bottom one. So that little gap just leaves enough for the cardstock, the width of the cardstock. And then I might have to just play around with that and get it sitting right. But that's the triple, what is it called? Triple cube pop-up card. So, and that one's lying flat now because it's not as tall. Yes. So you can decorate it more. You can put some rhinestones on it. I've done the little baubles. Yeah, so you can go, you could do some sprays of some leaf sprays, whatever you want to decorate with. But that's how you make the triple cube pop-up card. Thanks for watching.